So cleanliness seems to be the big drive this Diwali, and we're seeing it across government offices. Now, let's talk about the world of cricket, because hours after the BCCI's Shah confirmed that Team India is not going to be travelling to Pakistan to play any of the Asia Cup matches, the Pakistan Cricket Control Board, the PCB, is saying that they're surprised by the comments made by Shah. The PCB has accused of Shah of making that decision unilaterally, and Shah, of course, as the chief of the Asian Cricket Council. Now, this is being taken very badly, and reports are suggesting that Pakistan is threatening to back out of the ODI World Cup that is scheduled for next year. Pakistan is set to host the Asia Cup 2023. India, of course, will be hosting the ODI World Cup. Let's get perspective on this. Sumanth Raman is a sports commentator, and he's joining us on the show. Mr. Raman, thanks very much for joining us on this edition of India Tonight. Great to have you with us. Now, we have been looking at this old video, which is trending on Twitter, where Ramiz Raja clearly says that the PCB is dependent on the BCCI and the ICC. The question is, can Ramiz Raja's PCB really afford to walk away from the ODI World Cup?
No, I don't think so. I think that, first of all, Mr. Shah need not have made a comment a year ahead of the event. Now, unless the government sort of wanted such a comment to be floated at this point of time. So there's, of course, the fact that Mr. Shah is the son of the Union Home Minister. So I think that perhaps it is possible that the government wanted to float a trial balloon, see the reaction of Pakistan before, shifting the Asia Cup to a neutral venue. But I think a year ahead of the tournament is way too premature for such a statement to be made. And Pakistan feels that they will have the opportunity to retaliate. I think that confidence comes from the fact that they've had 2 or 3 series recently played, including teams from Australia, teams from England who played in Pakistan after years and years, and those tours have gone reasonably well. So I think that they now feel more confident of taking on Big Brother India in the cricket world, and perhaps this this threat to boycott the ODI World Cup comes from that feeling that, look, the world is not boycotting us anymore as far as cricket is concerned, and maybe we can now sort of throw our weight around again.
Mr. Raman, in terms of net worth, the BCCI is almost 4 times the size of the Pakistan Cricket Board. Is Pakistan, in your opinion, desperate to earn some more through India?
Look, every country in the cricketing world looks up to their series with India to fill their coffers. Now, this is something which is very well known. And, India, the BCCI and India are effectively bankrolling the game of cricket globally. There are a few boards that are that have their heads above water. But to a large extent, we know the case of boards who have not paid players' salaries for 2 years and 3 years and so on. So most of the cricket boards are in dire straits. And the Pakistan Cricket Board also is not in a very healthy position. So therefore, they look forward to series against India, matches against India, which help boost revenues for the boards of both sides. So that has been the practice for the last several years. But I think that, Mr. Shah could have, remained tight-lipped on this particular thing. But I'm sure that there is a reason. I don't think he just spoke, ahead of what he wanted to say. I think there must be a reason. Perhaps because eventually this decision is a government decision. It's not a decision for the Asian Cricket Council.
Mr. Raman, in terms of the comment that made about India not participating in the Asia Cup, did it come as a surprise to you? Did you see India going across and playing cricket with Pakistan in the Asia Cup? And if it is a government decision, what exactly would have prompted this? Because there has been a time in history where we've used cricket for 2 warring nations to actually come closer and have closer ties.
Look, India is playing Pakistan regularly in international tournaments. The Asia Cup is an international tournament. Therefore, if we can play them in Dubai, as we did a few months ago, the logic of not playing them in Pakistan, even though it's an international tournament, does not make sense, right? You either take a decision not to play them or to play them in international tournaments wherever they may be held. Now, you can't go on putting conditions saying, I will play them in international tournaments, but such international tournaments should not be held in Pakistan. So I think that it's a fairly juvenile thing to do. And politically also, I don't think it is going to have any great, positive feedback here in India, because I think people now say, you seem to be okay with playing Pakistan. We are now playing Pakistan multiple times a year in some event or the other. So therefore, what is the problem in playing in the Asia Cup? After all, by your own admission, this fits within the ambit of an international tournament for which you have no qualms in going and playing. Now you're going to be playing Pakistan this week in Australia. So where is the problem? So I think that this is a controversy which is best avoided. And if our stand of playing, international tournaments, but not bilateral series against Pakistan is to continue,
Right.
then logically, by the same extension, India should be playing the tournament in Pakistan.
All right. So it's a controversy that have been avoided, but we do have this controversy, and how it's going to end is something that all of us are watching. Mr. Suman Raman, thank you very much for joining us with your perspective on this tonight.